Sound, Mind, and Body is supported by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/inbound.
Our modern mind is chaotic. It's plastic. So for that, to transform this chaotic mind, you need active meditation to give you a glimpse of silence, going deep into whatever activity you do, how to do with alertness, awareness, and consciousness. Techniques are simply tools which will help you to deepen your consciousness. Once your consciousness becomes more and more alert and alive, then everything becomes meditation.
Hello and welcome to Sound, Mind, and Body, a podcast where we interview inspiring people about the many different ways to stay healthy, balanced, and well of mind, body, and spirit in today's crazy world with a dash of woo-woo. I'm your host, Sheila Melody, and today we are talking about meditation. Again, in my last episode, we talked to the CEO of Insight Timer, the app I have been using to help me develop my meditation practice. In the last year, I've really grown my practice and am now delving into learning more about the vast knowledge of meditation. This past weekend, I attended a meditation workshop at YogaNoHo here in Los Angeles and experienced a whole different level of meditation. Our guests today are Karen Russell, owner of YogaNoHo, and Swami Deva Arhato, a master meditation teacher who led the meditation workshop. Karen is a master yoga teacher and a co-owner of YogaNoHo, but she was formerly a singer and dancer working with legends such as Michael Jackson, Madonna, Bette Midler, Kenny Chesney, and Alice Cooper. A dance injury in 2000 ultimately led her to a professional yoga career. And since 2005, Karen has been an active teacher, producer, community outreach representative, and owner of several yoga studios. Swami Deva Arhato, or Shashi, is a yogi, shaman, and founder of Nirvana Yoga Shala in Mysore, India. At the age of 16, his mother's sudden death created a deep desire to understand the meaning of life, and he started on his spiritual path. At the age of 27, he resigned from his job and traveled to the Himalayas, where he visited many ashrams to deepen his knowledge. And in 2000, he was renamed to Swami Deva Arhato, which means divine witnesser. In addition to being a master meditation teacher, he is trained in yoga, massage, Akashic records, past life regression, Munai Ki, tantric pulsation breathwork, bardo, and many more practices. In 2006, he started Nirvana Yoga Shala with the main intention to help spiritual seekers work simultaneously on body, mind, emotion, and spirit for the multidimensional expansion of human consciousness. I am so honored to have both of you on the podcast today. So welcome, Karen. Welcome, Shashi.
Thank you.
Namaste.
We're really
Thank you.
glad to be here. Thank you so much.
So exciting to have you on here. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about how you two met, because Karen here in Los Angeles, you're in India. So how did you two meet?
Well, about 3.5 years ago, I wanted to go to India. I wanted, because I run a lot of teacher trainings here, everybody would say to me, well, have you been to India? Have you been to India? And I'm like, no, I'm a single mom with 2 kids. I'm busy. And I said, I just have to go. So I was invited to go to run retreats. This guy that I didn't know asked me, do you think you could start retreats to India? So literally within a month, I put the whole trip on a credit card, enticed my close friends to come and say, look, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea if it's safe, but you're coming with me. And I took a couple cameras and my other friend, and we went to India and started shooting and going to all those shalas and the yoga institutes around about 4 different cities. And Shashi was the meditation expert that I was introduced to.
Oh, okay.
So he did a workshop for us. And that's how we originally met.
So tell me what you thought of these, rock and roll yoga girls coming from Los Angeles?
It was a different situation. Usually, the students who come from international community, they come straight away to my yoga center, whereas she asked me to meet in a 5-star hotel and lead a class.
Oh.
That's where.
Wow. Okay.
It was, for me, I'm always open for all new experiences. So that's how I met her.
Wonderful. So, and then you started to work, you are now talking about partnering in a channel. So let's talk about that for a little bit. What's the channel about, Karen?
Well, and one thing I want to just bring up, what was really interesting, I wanted to, when my business partner and I purchased the YogaNoHo Center in North Hollywood, I kept thinking, there's more than brick and mortar. And how can we reach more people? To me, I think yoga can do everything, save everything. It's the end all. And it really, I see it's so profound in helping people. So the only thing that I could think of was online.
Right.
So I thought, God, it would be great if I could just have a healthy lifestyle channel with the best quality. True experts. There's great material out there, but a lot of it on YouTube, and you're just you're not sure.
Right.
So, I know a lot of fantastic people that are profound in what they do in healing. But A, I didn't really have the money to do a channel. B, at that time, we were just getting the YogaNoHo Center. And so I started making a list of investors. Shashi was not on that list. So this is what was kind of crazy for me was, I just said it's going to come. And then I had a few investors come, but they weren't the right.
It wasn't the right feel.
No. They weren't it for the right. And for me, energy is important and it has to be the right fit. So I kind of just didn't think about it. And what happened was a very good friend of mine wanted to go to India. And I said, well, I think Shashi has a great place. Let me reach out to him. And then that's when he said to me, you own a yoga studio in LA? And then you can tell him that you were looking actually for maybe a place in LA.
Yes. Generally, I was looking for a place in America, and it can be any state. So it's coincidentally happened to be, sometime when two things meet.
Right.
So I was looking to invest in either studio or a online channel, and online has been in my mind since 5 years.
Wow.
But it was still in the form of dreams. So dreams never actualize unless you make it happen.
True.
So she proposed, and I thought about it, and then we decided we'll go ahead with it.
Because it's two things meeting, like you said. It's like the synchronicity, right? I love that.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. So I want to talk a little bit about Shashi, because he's here visiting just for this week. And then Karen, I want to have you on again because you have such an interesting story just your whole life. She used to be a rock and roll singer, dancer, went on tour, and we met otherwise, in when I went to do a sound bath at your studio.
Yeah.
And that's how we got to be friends. And I had Gina and Sheila on the podcast last month, so they were wonderful. So anyway, we'll have you on.
Yeah, you're a rock goddess too,
But today we are going to focus on Shashi and the education, the valuable information you can give us about meditation. I know you have many, many years of education, but the seminar on Saturday, you just simply started with saying, explaining what is meditation. So why don't you start there?
Meditation is not basically what everybody thinks. Okay, I will go into sit and concentrate on my mind or breathing. Then when there is an effort comes in meditation, all efforts are not meditation. Okay. Meditation is awareness, going deep into whatever activity you do, how to do with alertness, awareness, and consciousness. Techniques are simply tools which will help you to deepen your consciousness. Once your consciousness became more and more alert and alive, then everything becomes meditation. Until that time, it may take 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Buddha says 9 lives. Until you reach this state of awareness, tools are needed. And there are hundreds and hundreds of meditation tools from the Eastern countries. Mm-hmm. It can be from Tibetan Buddhism, it can be from Tantra, it can be from active meditation, it can be from yogic techniques. There are thousands of techniques are there. These techniques are simply tools to help. Among all the meditation which is predominated in the world, which can be generally categorized as sound energy meditation, breath energy meditation, light energy meditation. Okay. There is each meditation has got its own purpose for the individual body mind, but these are meditation can be generally categorized into either active meditation or passive meditation, and 3 different types, which is based on sound, breath, and light.
Okay, so I think most people think of meditation as just being that passive meditation, right?
Yeah.
So when we were at your workshop Saturday, you showed us 2 different types of meditations. So first, I just wanted to understand, why did you choose those 2? And let's talk about those 2 techniques.
I always begin, we are no more living in the time of 2,800 years back, the Buddha's time, or during any contemporaries of those masters. In those time, there was no, all the chaos of modern 21st century. So people were natural, and anything which is passively connected, their mind was ready to do it. But nowadays, our modern mind is chaotic. It's plastic. So for that, to transform this chaotic mind, you need active meditation to give you a glimpse of silence. So for that, these techniques I choose, one is based on the sound and another one is based on the light. So this will really give a taste of what is your potentiality of the mind to enjoy the beauty of silence.
I really think I did achieve that. Yeah. In those 2 meditations, even though it was in a group and it was at the studio and everything, I really feel like I went I got a chance to get a glimpse of that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whoa, this is the real deal,
It's hard. It's hard to meditate. It's much easier to move around and do a hardcore vinyasa flow class. I mean, that was great. Everybody, I think, felt the same, even in the studio that day.
Yeah, and it was packed. It was like sold out. So that tells you, I really think there's a movement going where more people are finding out about meditation, more people are trying it. We're trying to get it, it's going to help raise the consciousness. Hopefully we'll, get in touch with more and more people, and especially with your channel. I think that'll be fabulous. So one other thing I wanted to ask you before we move into, the meditation a little more. What does it mean to be renamed? Because you were renamed at one point. So that must be, what does it mean in the master meditation world?
In Eastern spiritual path, one is when you're born, your father and mother and society and the environment you live, they will name you. So this is the family given name. Mm-hmm. In spiritual life, when you meet any master, and then you go deep into the surrounding, into the one particular path, and they give you the second name. This second name is rebirth. And when Buddha enlightened when he was 42 years old, and he called his enlightenment the second birth. One is your physiological birth, another one is the birth towards nature or God or enlightenment, whatever you call. Mm-hmm. So my second name was, in my deeper experience, what I had on October 28th, year 2000. So that day I was no more a personality, no more a man who was identified. Some deep transformation happened. I am not a guru, I am not enlightened, but I had a glimpse of those things. And that day I changed my name.
Did you choose the name?
The person who initiated me, she chose the name.
Okay.
But she chose the name based on my experience.
Okay. And so what was that like going into the Himalayas? You said you went to the Himalayas and all the different ashrams there where there's basically it's off the grid. Let's, I mean, that's to say it simply. What was that like?
I was already a meditator when I was as young as 19-year-old. I was a black belt in karate. But for me, the karate was helped me to meditate very deeply. So I was started with Zen meditation and Taoist meditation. And then in Himalaya, I started practicing some breath work. So the breath works made me to go into the passive meditation initially. Mm-hmm. But none of those ashrams did not had teachers which was suitable for me. So I went to Osho ashram in Pune, and that's where I met amazing teachers. And meditating in that vibe of environment, it is always to be 3,000, 4,000 people meditating in this ashram in those times.
Oh, wow.
And I was simply channelized into a beautiful space, and there was a lot of supportive teachers. And one day in the middle of the day, I had a very, very deep glimpse of Satori. Mm-hmm. Satori is not your ultimately enlightened. It is a first glimpse of opening the door. And since then, I am no more the same person.
Wow. Something to try to achieve, huh?
Yeah.
Satori.
Yeah, it does. I mean, but you started very young.
Very young.
Yeah. Very young.
Yeah.
And was the Tai Chi a movement meditation? Is that considered a movement meditation, or is it just, what is that considered?
When I was a martial artist, I had a lot of physical injuries because I was always going and achieving and getting I was 8 times national champion. But I was not happy with myself. So I wanted looking for some internal martial art and meditation which will take me to a different energy. I was extreme yang, extreme macho energy.
Okay, yeah.
So the Tai Chi made me, another extreme is yin energy. So, and between yang and yin, it balances the Shiva and Shakti, the feminine and masculinity within you.
Okay, the Shiva and Shakti. I love this. I love all this stuff. I want to learn. So, okay, there's currently a documentary that's out there called Wild Wild West. And it's about what were they called? The
Rajneeshpuram.
Rajneeshpuram in Oregon, which was led by followers of Osho, and Osho was there at one point, and it was this scandalous documentary. So it's almost like you feel afraid to say that word anymore because his name has kind of been tainted. But before that, and Karen was saying, I used to hear quotes from Osho. Osho. I have his book of secrets, which you said what is in there?
It's a 112 meditation of Vijnana Bhairava Tantra.
Yes, I have that book, and I was like, okay, I have this book that I got because Karen used to quote Osho all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I know it's lovely teachings. And I will still use quotes from Osho if I want to.
Right, because we were saying the teachings are profound, that, let's not negate it just because somebody did a documentary about this community that happened, and then there were, there's a lot of people involved in different communities, and you just never know. But I think it's a lesson in taking what the teachings are, taking what you can benefit from, and not getting involved in the drama and negativity.
Yeah. Basically, why he moved to his ashram to America, not he has moved. He's a man who was always in the flow. Since the day born, he never owned any bank account, any name, any property. So it was very congested during 1960s and 70s in Pune. Mm-hmm. So it was just 6 acres ashram and 20,000 people were there. So his disciple decided, okay, let's move to the bigger space. And somebody invested some 1,500 square kilometers of ranch. He just moved there.
Right.
But he is a very, very radical, his vision is a very, very different spiritual experience, what he had. And many rebels who are in the society, the spiritual rebels, they followed, and who think quite out-of-box experience. It was one of a beautiful experiment, this commune, what they did in America. They built organic farm, they built the lakes, and they built 300,000 people living in harmony, not even a single, violence or anything.
I know. I thought it was amazing. I was like, whoa, they accomplished so much.
Beautiful experience. But sometimes it's also clash of culture when you bring the Eastern practices, which is often, even yoga in 1960s and 70s was treated as occult or a black magic.
Yes, yes.
And still in the West, there are maybe some people still thinking that, yoga may be still an occult practice.
It's true. I mean, not too long ago, and I'm talking maybe just, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I grew up in Illinois, and a friend of mine was taking yoga, and she said that, her, some dentist or something was like, what, is that a religion? They thought she had joined a cult, because she was taking yoga class. And I was like, are you kidding me? But yeah, it's probably still,
All enlightened masters who bring a new vision, it is bound to be controversial. Buddha brought a new vision to the fundamentalist Hindu attitude in 2,800 years back, and the Hindus were against of him. Mahavira was, Hindus were against of Mahavira because he was bringing a new vision, All the new experiments of spirituality is bound to happen some controversies, and that's what happened with Osho.
True. So we just wanted to mention that because, I don't want a bad, I'm going to always look at it in a good light. And I've only had, in yoga classes and reading some of his passages in that book, it's only helped me.
Yeah.
And now meeting you, I mean, it's only helped me. So, okay, let's go back to, you were going to take us through a little meditation. So when we did the meditation on Saturday, you talked about two different ones. So why don't you explain those two different ones, and then we'll go into the one that you are going to do for the listeners.
The sound have a very profound impact on our brain. When you listen to a classical flute music, your body naturally falls into sleep. Or when you listen to rock and roll, your body charged up, like, Kundalini is moving. So this meditation hum is from 112 meditation of the Book of Secrets, Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. So it is originally the conversation was given by Shiva to Shakti when Shakti asked, what is the secret of universe? So Shiva did not give answer in the form of philosophy. He gave in the form of techniques of meditation, which became a tools to enlighten. Oh. So hum is a universal sound. So esoteric practices of East, they say the world was created from this beyond sound home, so which can be chanted like ha, hu, in a very prolonged way. So let's say, take a deep inhalation. Just one sound immediately brings certain quality of changes.
Yeah.
So this way, when you repeat for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, it will bring an amazing changes in pineal glands and pituitary glands. And these glands releases certain chemical, which is modern, neurophysicist telling that it is serotonin and melatonin, which gives you a glimpse of deeper state of meditation or satori. But this was invented 40,000 years back, approximately by Adiyogi Shiva. So that day I was teaching two types of meditation. One is the sound meditation based on the sound, and the meditation based on the light. Mm-hmm. So the meditation based on the sound was based on hum, what we just did. And the meditation based on the light is watching the candle. So this watching the candle is a night meditation, should be done before going to the bed. It has got a scientifically proven results of, it's very good for insomnia, nightmares. People will have a lot of nightmares and sleep problems. And this is very, very, very good. It also improves your concentration because you are focusing candlelight. Okay? So these are the two meditation is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, the 112 meditation of Shiva and Shakti.
Okay. So which one should we do for the listeners? Just do a little, 2.5, 5 minutes or something that we can give them a taste. Do we want to do I think maybe the sound one might be better because this is an audio podcast. But you can explain for when you're looking at the candle in that one, what is happening. So it's triggering your pineal gland when you're focusing on that candle.
Yeah, when the recent invention from the neurophysicists, they say, when you bring any attention between the eyebrows, your pituitary glands, it's a mystery gland. It is still research going on. In India, we call this third eye, the center of somewhere in the middle of the forehead. So it brings some spiritual experience, some deeper calmness, some deeper creativity. And it's a mystery. It's very difficult to tell what exactly happens. And I always tell to all the students, have a clear mind, don't think negativities, because this particularly light meditation, you should have certain clarity, why you are doing this meditation. So focusing the candle between the eyebrows activate the pituitary glands, which is in the middle of the forehead, and thereby which internally activates the pineal glands.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
And the second part, you can do this meditation 5 minutes before going to the bed, or 10 minutes before going to the bed, or 40 minutes based on your time. Mm-hmm. More number of minutes you do, it's very effective. Let me go through quickly the 2.5 minutes. So 2.5 minutes, sit in front of a candle, watch the candle, and try to minimize the blinking. And whatever background music you like, you can use it. You can use it with background music or without background music. It's better to use background music because you don't fall asleep while you do meditation. Make sure that you switch off the candle so that you don't burn your bed. So, you are keeping the candle 2 feet or 3 feet away, maybe the same height as your eyes. And then you can start watching the candle slowly, and then this will take deeper into the inner awareness. So when I say watch the candle, it is going to the center of the candle. It always starts with the periphery. Then slowly, you will go into the deeper center corona of the candle. Mm. That will start activating. So you can do this for 2.5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then the second stage is swaying of the body. So during this stage, you can close your eyes. You can visualize you are next to the ocean. The ocean water is coming and falling on your head. Or you can visualize you are next to the lake. So the second stage is taking the quality of water element. Our brain is made out of 75% water. So when you close your eyes, the fire has been opened, certain dormant layer of the brain, and the water element visualization opens the other dormant layer of the brain, which you don't open with the fire watching the fire flames. Mm-hmm. So slowly sway your body to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, very slowly.
With your eyes closed.
With your eyes closed.
Yeah, that was interesting. And then you had some music that had like ocean waves on it. Oh, yeah. It was just lovely.
Yeah.
I really felt, I got into that. I was feeling like I was in, part of those waves.
Yeah.
Well, Shashi, you even said that we couldn't see it because our eyes were closed, but he needs to open his eyes when he's facilitating these meditations, because some people, profound situations might happen. They, might be uneasy, so he wants to be there. But he said, what did you tell me when you saw everybody in the deep meditation Saturday? That
it was particularly after the hum meditation, when we finished the first one, and, then it went into the 10 minutes of silence, the fourth stage. Mm. Everybody was in a deep bliss. Yes. I really shoot one picture of that energy, but I don't want to disturb. I don't want to move towards the camera. Active meditation with a proper technique, with a proper background music, it will really bring amazing changes, instant changes. in every person feels a little bit of glimpse. And that is where they need to take the further journey. And I always tell it is very, very common. The mind brings the chartering process during the meditation, and the mind brings the fear. The fear is because you've never been trained. So in Eastern culture, either by your grandmother or grandfather or father, we have a certain practices where meditation naturally happen. So the countries from India, China, Japan. So fear is the major factor people face during the meditation. And another one is the mind brings the thought process. Then everybody think, okay, I should stop the mind. I should concentrate. Then instead of concentrating, it's better to watch, continue the meditation process, watch whatever the mind brings.
Okay.
By watching slowly, the mind, which is right now the master and the disaster, and consciousness is a slave, more deeper you go into meditation, consciousness becomes the master, the mind becomes the slave.
Okay. Yes. We don't want to be slave to our mind.
Yeah.
Did you say, were you the one who said that if we would write down everything that we think in our mind every day, and if we read it, we would go, oh my God, that's a crazy person.
Yeah.
Every
7 seconds your mind brings,
wow,
new thought process. If you write on all the things happens in 24 hours, you go crazy. Is it me or?
Right. It's crazy.
Jiddu Krishnamurti, one of the greatest masters, says, are you a mind or mind is you?
Right. Yes. I don't know. Oh my God. I don't know. I want to get into asking, we don't have a lot of time here today. I wish we had hours, but thank you for all that. And we will be sending people your way. Once the channel's up and everything, there'll be some workshops on the channel, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I want to ask Shashi the questions, and then Karen, we'll save your answers for your interview.
Okay, well, thank you.
That's going to require another interview.
Okay.
But my sound, mind, and body questions. So, obviously you're a meditation master, but how do you stay of sound, mind, and body in your life, in your daily practices?
Sometimes I may skip asana, sometimes I may skip pranayama, but I never skip a single meditation in my day.
Never. So how much do you meditate?
Almost 2 hours every day.
Wow. In the morning and the evening, or?
Usually I prefer sunrise and sunset time. It's called twilights. And in Sanskrit we call Brahmi Muhurt. So this is very auspicious time. The vibration on the earth, the sunrise and sunset time will be very good for meditation. So I do meditation wherever I go. Sometimes when I'm even in the flight, so I just close my eyes and do passive meditation because I don't want to disturb the others in the active meditation.
You don't want to be hum.
So
it'd probably be a good thing to do on a flight, know?
It's since I know lots of tools how to meditate. So, and then I usually do 2 to 3 hours of meditation.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I gotta up my game here. I do 20 minutes in the morning, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna add 20 minutes at night. But I'm getting there.
I'll call you.
Okay.
I'll call you at 4.
Okay. Yes, please call me. Text me and say, okay, we're meditating now. So I need a meditation accountability teacher. Do you have an app? No. Okay. So let's go to favorite sound.
Hum.
Okay. That makes sense. Hum. There's everything in that sound, right?
Yeah.
Okay, favorite memory.
Just sitting next to river Ganges and watching it flowing, and how life is so relaxing because the water goes to the ocean anyway. Why we are struggling with life?
Oh, that's lovely.
Floating with the water.
Yeah. That's profound. I like that. I like that image. Okay, so favorite place?
Himalaya.
Himalaya. Wow. Do you go there often?
Every year twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you just stay there and meditate for?
Yes, I usually go off season when nobody else goes, when no restaurants are open. So sometime I usually don't go for those temples which exist there since thousands of years. I usually go for my own meditation.
Oh, how wonderful. I need to go. Okay, Karen, are we going?
Yeah, we are going.
Himalayas?
I thought your favorite place was North Hollywood.
Let's see, Himalayas, YogaNoHo. I don't know. It's a tough choice.
Yeah, I think we'll go to the Himalayas.
Okay, we're going. All right. All right, final question. What's the most woo-woo thing you've ever done?
The one day during the meditation in Osho ashram, I had out-of-body experience for 3 hours.
Oh my goodness.
So when I realized that somebody put my body on the grass. So I was on the meditation hall. That means they wanted to clean. So when I opened my house from this experience, so I was on the grass, not on the meditation hall, on the cement floor. But those 3 hours, some deeper experience what I had was the most profound experience so far. And I'm still struggling to reach that level again.
Wow. So do you remember it like very clearly? Like,
yeah.
What was it like? What?
It's difficult to explain.
Yeah.
It's difficult to explain. It's my first glimpse of no mind, my first glimpse of Satori. And, every spiritual practitioner, reaches the peak and the valley and the peak and the valley. That was my peakest moment of experience, which I am still practicing to reach again.
Wow.
And take the journey further from there. It is not the only practice. Spirituality is infinity. You cannot stop.
Okay.
The journey continues after the death also. So this is not it.
So this is not just like, oh, I'm going to meditate for the next 30 days. It's like, no.
No.
Infinity.
Infinity.
It's
All right,
infinity.
people. Infinity.
In India, we call Anantate.
That sounds so amazing. Wow. I don't even know if I could do that for like 10 seconds. Wow. Well, this has been a really, really interesting interview. And I'm so excited that I was able to experience your workshop. And I can't wait for you to come back. Will you be coming back to the Los Angeles area soon?
Yes, maybe August and September. I'm planning to come twice a year. Let's see.
Okay.
Depends on Karen.
Ah, okay.
You will be working. He's going to be running deep meditation and pranayama workshops, and they're certified. So if someone is a teacher who wants to obtain higher studies, or you don't have to be a teacher, but he's going to be doing deep 100-hour courses in meditation and pranayama. And now you're going to be working.
I definitely am interested in taking a meditation training course or teacher training course. That's one of the things I'm interested in doing. I got to find the right one. So maybe this is it.
Yeah, you would be awesome.
Oh, I love it. Because, as I'm getting older, I feel like I want to go a little more into the meditation world rather than, so much like fierce activity. You know what I mean? You want to do that sometimes, but I want to be the gentleness, the gentle and allow rather than, work and push and, those kinds of things. So.
No kettlebells.
No. Oh my God. No. Sorry. Not my thing.
Me neither.
People. So when is the channel launching? It'll be.
So we're now putting the team together. And so a couple months of putting the equipment in the studio, and I would say 2 months.
Okay.
We'll start launching and shooting out of the studio first. With live streaming classes and
Wonderful.
Then programming.
So will there be any courses that will be shown from the studio in India?
Yes, in the near future, I'm planning there will be some techniques we're going to shoot from India.
Wonderful.
And that will be part of the channel. And I have to say, his studios in India are amazing.
Ooh, I have to come.
So we all have to go there too. So
All right.
the Himalayas, you and I.
All right,
and
we're
then
going.
His studio.
I also have to go to India because everybody's like, well, have you ever been to India? It's like, no. Okay, I need to go.
Girl, you're coming. We're going.
Okay, we're going. Watch out. Well, okay, I'm really honored. I'm honored and privileged to have you both here today. And I really appreciate all of your education. And is there anywhere they can go between now and when the channel launches that they can, get some of your meditations? Do you have anything recorded or?
Yes, I can always share. I have a lot of meditation tools. It's easy to follow. I can always share.
Okay. So how do they I'll put the link to your studio in the show notes.
Yes.
And then also with
Yes,
Karen.
and a link to the YogaNoHo Center too.
YogaNoHo Center, they have so much going on. They have different courses, and that's where I did sound bath and, the yoga, and you have teacher trainings, and you have all kinds of things going on.
All
there.
kinds of fun things. We have canna yoga,
What's that?
cannabis and yoga.
Oh,
That's a whole nother story. Okay.
that's a whole other podcast.
That's another podcast.
Okay, well, I thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. You're just a goddess.
right.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too, Karen.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for this episode. So did you learn something about meditation today? I sure did when I took Shashi's workshop, and I, for one, will be upping my meditation game this year. Thank you so much for listening, and please subscribe if you haven't already. You can do that on our website under the subscribe tab. And while you're at it, you can join our Woo-Woo community too. Just enter your email on the homepage of our website, and you'll start to receive an email every Monday with the latest episode, along with special announcements and other news. If you like the podcast, we would appreciate it if you give us a review on iTunes. It really helps new listeners find us. Thank you to our producer, Tim Edwards, and the Inbound Podcasting Network. And thank you to our guests, Swami Deva Arhato and Karen Russell. Get in touch and join the conversation. We're on Instagram at Sound Mind Body Podcast, or find us on Facebook, YouTube, or the web. Search for Sound Mind Body Podcast. I'm Sheila Melody. Join us next week as we explore, enlighten, and evolve.